arrest for being too fine.
Can't even wear his shoes up in. She gon' look in the sky and wish she don't want this moment to ever end. Sippin', I'm still pain. What's in my cup, bitch, I'm pulling up pain. I don't do shit but get money, but he wanna beef with me, okay. We in the field, my shoes gon' hike. Put a check on his head, it look like Verizon. I'ma walk with my stick, I'm feeling like Michael. Doing drugs, rapping in the Bible. She think I'm an 18, got racks on me, yeah. I'm out that way, my crib on the island.
YouTube, man, it's your boy KealsWorld, aka KealsWorld, man, back with another freaking video. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We're back and we're better, just like Bryson Thriller. Hey, man, we look. I said, hey, man, we look. I'm not talking about look. We're back, man, with another video. Today I got for y'all top 10 terrifying things you should never Google. Hey, man, I want to do top 10 now. Like, I be watching it on the side, so I might as well record myself watching it. So, when we get into it, man, hey, I just want to say I thank y'all for, you know, going. I kind of going crazy on my last video. I'm about to hit like 100 views. I think I hit 100 views. 200, 300, it's something like that. 300 views, 400 views. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all just gotta hit that like button. Like, hit the like button. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Get my name out there. We grinding. You know what I'm saying? Be consistent. Second day dropping this week. So, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Subscribe for daily uploads. Follow me on all social media, KealsWorld. Follow me on all social medias. We lit, man. I promise you. You tell me what you want me to react to, I will react to it. I will try my best. Now, I know y'all tired of me talking. Let's get to the video. Let's go.
A haunting mystery that has yet to be solved, or any of the other many terrifying things that exist in our world. These things are best not to Google. And honestly, I'm about to tell you about all of them, so who needs Google anyway? Here is part 6 of the top 10 terrifying things you should never Google. Starting off this list.
Well, first of all, y'all, I do not like scary stuff. I hate scary stuff, bro. I hate Halloween. I hate haunted houses. I hate scary movies. I do not like none of that. That junk is dead, bro. I don't like none of that. I hate scary things. So, might as well watch it, man, for y'all. Just for y'all, though.
Our number 10 spot, we have walking corpse syndrome. Cotard syndrome, also known as walking corpse syndrome, is a rare and severe mental illness that can cause a person to believe that they are dead or do not exist. Individuals with this disorder may also experience delusions of immortality or think that their internal organs have stopped functioning. Basically, those suffering from the syndrome can believe that they don't exist, that they are already dead, or that somehow they have lost all of their organs or other vital fluids. This syndrome can also occur alongside other mental health conditions such as depression, schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder. The causes of this syndrome are not really fully understood, but it is thought to result from abnormalities in brain function and also structure. The treatment for this syndrome typically involves a combination of medication and psychotherapy, and in some really severe cases, hospitalization might also be necessary. Googling this syndrome can definitely send you down a rabbit hole of terrifying things that our brains are capable of doing, and this scary things.
Bro, do y'all know how powerful our brains are, bro? Bro, we could literally move a car. Like, let's be honest, we could move, bro. We could be like, oh my God, what's that dude? X-Men. He's in a wheelchair and he moves stuff with his brain, bro. Like, bro, we can do that for real, bro. Like, y'all know how powerful our brains are, bro. And like, just imagine, like, I'm thinking I'm dead, bro. Like, that's crazy.
that they can convince us are real. In our number 9 spot today, we have spontaneous human combustion. All right, spontaneous human combustion. Exactly what it sounds like. It is a phenomenon where a human body can seemingly suddenly burst into flames without an external source of ignition. Okay, just add that to the list of things that you should just be terrified of, I guess. Despite numerous reports of such incidents throughout history, the scientific community remains pretty skeptical about the existence of this phenomenon, but there is some very interesting and horrifying evidence. Some theories suggest that certain chemical reactions within the body could lead to the ignition of flammable gases produced by the digestive system. Others believe that external factors such as cigarettes or alcohol consumption may have been involved in the reported cases. While spontaneous human combustion remains a mystery, it continues to fascinate and intrigue scientists and medical professionals and just the general public alike, because it is a horrible thought. If it really does exist, it's basically just a game of waiting and hoping not. In our number 8 spot today, we have the sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness, also known as African trypanosomiasis, is a parasitic disease caused by a protozoan parasite. It is transmitted to humans through the bite of the tsetse fly found in rural areas of sub-Saharan Africa. Symptoms of the disease include fever, headache, joint pain, and itching, followed by fatigue, confusion, and disturbed sleep patterns, which is what gives the disease its name. If left untreated, sleeping sickness can lead to severe neurological damage and even death. A diagnosis can actually be very difficult, but early detection and treatment with medication can thankfully cure the disease. Sleeping sickness actually remains a very significant public health problem in many parts of Africa, particularly in areas with limited access to healthcare. Of course, Googling this sickness will have images of the fly popping up, photos of infection sites, ill people who are currently dealing with the effects of the illness, and many other just very grim scenarios. All in all, this health problem is definitely one that people need to know about, so research into it can continue, but just be wary that your search might yield some unsettling results. In our number 7 spot today, we have hantavirus. We hear a lot about how rats and mice living among humans was the cause for the hasty spread of disease in time periods like the medieval, and thankfully it seems to be less of a problem now, but that doesn't mean the problem has simply ceased. Aside from stealing your food, there are still many viruses these pesky critters can spread, and one of those is hantavirus. The virus is found in their urine, droppings, and saliva, and it can be spread to people when they come into contact with contaminated surfaces or inhale the virus in the air. Symptoms of hantavirus infection can range from mild flu-like symptoms to more severe respiratory and kidney problems. There is no specific treatment or vaccine for hantavirus infection, and it can even be
See, all right, I'm about to state my opinion. I'm about to state my opinion. Like, this is KealsWorld. Y'all in my world. I got to tell y'all how I feel about things. I hate animals, bro. I can't stand animals, bro. Like, come on. Like, you see what a rat is doing to us, bro? Now imagine, like, dudes, people in New York, like, they see this every day. Like, bro, when I went down there, I seen them, like, they in there like a cat, nigga. Like, dead serious. They, like, dead serious, bro. Like, what, like, why, bro? Like, these animals are killing us, bro. I'm telling y'all. These animals
in some cases, okay? Prevention measures include controlling rodent populations, of course, avoiding contact with rodent excrement, which should just be a goal on a day-to-day, and taking precautions when cleaning areas with signs of rodent activity. If you've got a mouse problem, you might want to stop procrastinating that call to the exterminator. It might be more urgent than you once thought. In our number 6 spot today, we have anesthesia awareness. This is something you should definitely never Google if you're a person who already has anxiety surrounding surrounding surgery, or if you or anyone you know and love is getting surgery soon, okay? Just, you don't want to hear about it. Anesthesia awareness, also known as unintended intraoperative awareness, is a rare but very distressing complication of general anesthesia. It occurs when a patient is aware of their surroundings in the surgical procedure being performed on them, despite being given medication to render them unconscious and unaware. Like, your body is asleep, but your mind is very awake. Anesthesia awareness can cause significant psychological trauma and may result in long-term mental health issues such as PTSD. Patients who experience this phenomenon may report feelings of panic, helplessness, and even pain during surgery. Although the incidence of anesthesia awareness is very low, estimated to occur in less than 1% of all surgeries, it remains a concern for both patients and healthcare providers. Various risk factors have been identified, such as the use of muscle relaxants, inadequate dosing of the anesthesia, and just different medical conditions. There are, thankfully, preventative measures in place to try and avoid this type of scenario, and you can absolutely chat with your doctor if you're worried about this sort of thing, but at the end of the day, just knowing about it is enough to give me chills. In our number 5 spot today, we have rabies. That's it. Okay, I feel like when I was a kid, we heard a lot about rabies for some reason. But now as an adult, we don't really talk about it very often. That's fine. I mean, I don't have a lot of reason to talk about rabies, but I don't think I ever realized how serious it actually is and how it affects people. And now that I've Googled it, I've gone down into the...
Like, bro, why do we need a raccoon for? I want y'all to tell me in the comments right now, why are raccoons on this earth for? I guess, I mean, I can say, like, don't like animals eat raccoon? I don't know. But y'all comment down, why is, like, raccoons on this earth for? What is it helping us with?
Of the internet about rabies. Rabies is a viral disease that affects the nervous system of mammals, including humans, of course, and it is transmitted through the saliva of an infected animal, usually through a bite or a scratch. Once the virus enters the body, it travels to the brain and causes inflammation, which leads to a range of symptoms. These include fever, headache, muscle weakness. As the disease progresses, the person may experience more severe symptoms like hallucinations, seizures, and paralysis. Searching and learning more, seeing it in action, and all of that, honestly, is just terrifying. Rabies is very serious and is a potentially fatal disease if left untreated. It is preventable, thankfully, with the use of vaccines and proper medical care after exposure, but without access to these sorts of things, it can be extremely dangerous. To help avoid with problems like this, it's best to limit contact with wild animals, particularly bats, raccoons, skunks, and foxes, which are common carriers of the virus. So if you live in really any city in Canada, good luck, man. They're just all of them, just around. In our number 4 spot today, we have fatal familial insomnia. Fatal familial insomnia, or FFI, is an extremely rare and fatal genetic disorder that affects the brain. It is inherited in an autosomal dominant manner, which means that an affected person has a 50% chance of passing the disease on to their offspring. The onset of FFI usually occurs somewhere in the middle of life and is characterized by progressive insomnia, which worsens over time and is accompanied by hallucinations, delirium, and eventually dementia. The disease can progress rapidly, with death occurring within a few months to a few years after the onset of symptoms. FFI is caused by a mutation in the PRNP gene, which leads to the formation of an abnormal prion protein in the brain. This protein accumulates and damages brain tissue, leading to the symptoms of FFI. Unfortunately, there is no cure for FFI, and treatment is really limited to just alleviating symptoms. Research into the disease is ongoing, and scientists hope to one day find a cure or a way to prevent the disease from developing. Searching this terrifying and very real disorder can lead you to the terrifying world of prions and all of the horrors that surround them. In our number 3 spot today, we have the Dyatlov Pass incident. Okay, if you want to be a part of one of the most enduring mysteries, then you need to learn about the Dyatlov Pass incident. If you've never heard of it, basically in February of 1959, 9 young Soviet Soviet hikers sent out to trek through the Ural Mountains. They had set up a camp, and sometime during the night, something happened that made them cut their way out of the tent and all flee the site. Leaving in such a rush, they were of course underdressed for the bitterly cold weather, and 6 of them ended up passing away from hypothermia, which is extremely tragic. The other 3, however, is where this story takes a very frightening turn. Like I mentioned before, no one knows why they fled the tent in the first place, and the last 3 hikers were found passed away with severe signs of physical trauma that no one could agree on what had caused it. In 2019, the investigation was reopened, and just a couple years ago, there was a conclusion that a kind of avalanche called a slab avalanche was the cause for these injuries. Before you come at me in the comments, I know not everyone is convinced that's what happened, and I don't blame you. Many people don't agree with this, quote, official conclusion, and when you learn about the nature of the injuries, it really does seem strange. This remains one of those cases that people just can't quite agree on what happened, and learning about it only leaves you with more questions than answers. In our number 2 spot today, we have the Heuerbach monster. This monster is a mysterious creature that has allegedly been sighted in the dense forests of Germany. It is said to be a humanoid creature standing over 7 feet tall with long arms and a muscular build covered in matted fur. Witnesses describe it as having a broad, flat face with glowing eyes and large fangs protruding from its mouth. The first reported sighting of this monster dates back to the early 20th century, but there have been numerous sightings reported in the decades since. Many locals believe it to be a malevolent being, and there are stories of it attacking and killing livestock and even humans who venture too close to its territory. Despite numerous attempts to capture or study the creature, there is no
Alright, bro, let's be honest. Who's going into the woods, bro? y'all see my... this is all I'm gonna say. Just look at this. What color is this? Why would I go to the woods for? Well, let's be honest. Why would I go into the wilderness? Like Cat, my boy Cash Nation said, I am in their home. We are in their home, their territory. We're crossing their line. They didn't come to us. They didn't bother us. We're bothering them. So why would we bother them? Let them be. Let them do whatever they want. Let them cook, clean, do whatever they want. That's their own world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
Evidence of its existence that has ever been found, and some skeptics dismiss this monster as nothing more than a myth or a legend, but others remain convinced that it is a real, undiscovered species lurking in the forests. Finally, in our number 1 spot today, we have the cattle crimes. Adding one more enduring unsolved mystery to this list, we have these crimes which were revealed when a set of documents became declassified, and they described this super grim FBI investigation that took place in the mid-1970s at the request of U.S. Senators Floyd Haskell of Colorado and Carl Curtis of Nebraska. I guess there was some weird sort of connection between these horrific things being done to cattle across as many as 21 states. In a letter from 1975, Senator Haskell was able to identify 130 of these strange, macabre cases in Colorado alone. All of the cases were eerily similar, which is unsettling considering the details. In most cases, the cattle would have their left ear, left eye, rectum, and reproductive organ all missing, and all the blood was drained from the carcass, but there was no blood on the ground around them, nor were there any footprints. How absolutely horrifying is that? Some people chose to believe that the cause for these was mysterious helicopters and UFOs, but there's a letter from Senator Curtis to the FBI director that says, quote, "The series of incidents stretching from Oklahoma to Nebraska in which cattle have been dismembered in some kind of strange witchcraft cult." I'm not gonna lie, I don't think UFOs or witches did it. It wasn't until 1979 that the FBI was granted jurisdiction to begin investigating these weird happenings, and when they did, they determined that most of the instances were the result of, quote, normal predator and scavenger activity. And while that answer sounds a little fishy, the documents went forward to reveal that not all of the instances could be accounted for. Also, this idea of it being a completely normal scenario also contradicts reports that say that the techniques used in these horrible instances were, quote, very professional and sometimes even referred to as being conducted with surgical precision. I'm sorry, but a wolf or a coyote grizzly or a bear or whatever predator you want to say did this, ripping apart its meal isn't exactly a surgically precise operation. No arrests were ever made, and while it was deemed solved, a ton of mystery still surrounds these stories to this day. All right, guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
All right, baby. All right, man, that's our top 10 terrifying things you should never Google. Hey, man, if y'all like, I'll probably make a category for top 10 videos. I'ma definitely be reacting to. They have top 10, the most amazing top 10s. They have a lot of videos, great, interesting videos that I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna have a whole category top 10. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and turn post notification. Follow me on all social media. KealsWorld out. Be blessed.